Understanding the options chain is vital for success in options trading, covering everything from strike prices and expiration dates to Greeks and implied volatility. The options chain is the heartbeat of it all. In this video, we'll explore the Trader Workstation options chain and get to know the lay of the land. So let's dive in. Okay, so Trader Workstation has two different ways to utilize the options chain. So they have just the options chain and then they have the options trader. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you both of them here. So we'll go up to new window here on the left-hand side and we'll go down to where it says option tools and we'll go to option chain. Here we have an options chain. So this is just the chain. You can't trade from in here or anything. It's just the chain. Now they also have the options trader. So let's take a look at that. So I'm gonna go back to new window and I'm gonna go down to option tools and I'm gonna go to option trader. Now what you'll notice is the one on the right has the options chain, just like the one on the left, but because this is the options trader, it also has some other features with it. So to walk through the options chain, I'm actually gonna close the one on the left, that's just the chain, and we're gonna stick to this one on the right. That way we can look at the chain, but we can also look at some of the other features alongside of it so that you can take trades in here as well. So we'll close out of this one. And let's make this one a little bit larger. Okay, so let's start at the top. What you'll see on the upper left-hand side is the ticker or stock symbol that you are looking at. So right now we have Apple. If I want to change this, I can hit the drop-down menu and pick something else that I've chosen before, or I can type up here in the top and I can say Tesla and I can hit enter, enter again, and then it will bring up the Tesla stock and the option chain for Tesla. So at the top here, we have the quote panel. The quote panel is going to give you the asset's name. So here we have Tesla, the bid size, the bid, the ask size, and the last price of the stock. And next to that, we have position. So if you had a position in this stock here, so in the actual equities position, you would see how many shares you have in Tesla. But since we don't have a position in Tesla, we don't see anything under the position column. Now, if you want to edit the quote panel, you'll just go to this little wrench up here and you'll click on that and it says configure. On the left-hand side, we can see all of the columns we currently have. So we looked at the bid size, the bid, the ask size, and so on. If you want to add something else to it, it'll be on the right-hand side. So if I want to see the Greeks up here or VWAP or something like that, I'll be able to find it over here and we would just add it to this. But I'm going to just leave it as it is for now. So below that, we have statistics, and you'll see again, we have Tesla sitting right here as the financial instrument. So here's where you'll begin to see information associated with the options market, like option volume, put call volume, IV change, historical volatility percentage, and so on. This can also be adjusted. So if you just go up to the little wrench icon sitting above the statistics section, you can click on that. We can see all the columns that we are currently seeing. And then on the right-hand side, we have other columns that we could add to this. I'll just go ahead and leave it as is and hit OK. Below that, we have the buttons section. Now, as I've mentioned previously in another video, the buttons are here to get you in positions quickly, out of positions quickly, or bring up something else very quickly. So in the case of options, maybe we don't want to use the buttons, let's say, for getting into a position. Maybe we just want to use them to hurry up and bring up the risk profile to take a look at the risk profile. So in that case, what we can do is we can go over to the tool icon here, or the wrench icon, click on that, and right now we can see what buttons are showing here. Now, if I want to add a new one, I'll go over here to the right-hand side and I'll click new. And from this drop-down menu, I'll be able to select a new button. So you could add a buy button or a sell button to quickly get in and out of a position. But if you scroll down on this, you'll also notice that it has performance profile. So this is a feature and a tool used in the options world to gauge the risk and reward associated with your option strategy. So maybe you want to have this tool easily accessible. So I'll go ahead and create a button for this. I'll go ahead and click performance profile, and I could change the background and the foreground color, but we'll just leave it as it is and I'll hit OK. And then we'll hit apply and we'll hit OK again. And now you'll see that there's a button over here for portfolio performance profile. Now, when I begin to actually set up a position in the options market, I will have the ability to click on this. Right now it is grayed out, but I will have the ability to click on it and use it to bring up the performance profile quickly. So you can add whatever buttons you'd like to add to this, whatever makes trading options easy for you. One last thing to note about the buttons section is there is this feature over here where there is a box and it says armed. Now, right now, this is not checkmarked, which means that if you do have any of these buttons to get you in or out of a position, when you click the button, it will lead you to one extra step, which means that you have to actually go into the order and hit transmit. If you want the button to just completely transmit the order, meaning it gets you into the position or out of the position right away, you'll want to arm it. So you'll want to check mark this box so that it transmits orders instantaneously. Now below that, we have the trading section. So here's where you're going to see the orders that you've placed, a log of your orders, any trades, your portfolio, and the strategy builder. The strategy builder is something I want to spend a little bit more time on, and I'm going to go over it in a separate video. But know that this is a quick place to get to the strategy builder under trading. So I'm going to go back to where it says orders. So this way, if I place an order, I will see it show up in here. Now, similar to the sections above, this has multiple columns in here of different information. I can adjust this. So I can go to this little wrench here and I can go to configure order columns. And I'll go over to order columns here. And right now I can see all of the columns under the orders tab. Maybe some of these don't matter to me. I can get rid of them. So I could click on underlying range high and I could remove it. I could click on underlying range low and I could remove it. And then maybe there's something I want to add to this. So maybe something under order prices. Maybe I want to add the stop price and I will bring that over here. I'll just hit add and then I'll hit apply and I'll hit OK. So this can be adjusted. You can pick whatever columns you want to have in here. And this is where you will find your orders. And again, your trades, your portfolio, and the strategy builder, all under this trading tab right here. So now the most important part, of course, is the options chain. So down here is our options chain. So in the upper left-hand side is where you'll see the expiration dates. Right now, this is showing me an expiration date that's 10 days out. And then I see one that's 38 days out, 73 days, 101 days, but I know that there are others within here. So I'm missing the weeklies on this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over to more and I'm gonna click on more and go down to weeklies/quarterlies. And what you'll notice is it brings up the most recent expiration date contract here and every week following. Now on the first column to the right-hand side, we have the view column. So right now we're on tabbed view. So this is what it looks like when it's on a tabbed view. Now I have the option to change this to a list view, which does look similar to some other platforms out there. So I'm going to hit this drop down and I'm going to switch it to a list view. Now what you'll notice is the expiration dates are gone from the upper left-hand side. They're actually in the middle now with the strike prices. So I have this week's expiration, next week's expiration, and if I scroll down, I can see other ones as well. Next to that, I have the choice of seeing both put and calls, or I can choose one over the other. So right now it's on put and calls, but if I just wanted to see calls, I could click on calls and then only see the call contracts. I'll switch it back to put and call. To the right of that, we have how many strikes are showing at any given time. So right now we can see 8 different strike prices for February 9th. If I click the drop down here, I can change to how many strike prices I see. So I could switch this to 10, and then I'm able to see more strike prices. If you want to see strikes that are further out, you can choose strikes again, and you can create a custom one, or you can select all. If you select all, you'll be able to see all of the strike prices for this contract. Next to that, we have the amount out in time that we are looking at contracts. So right now it goes as far as 3 months, but we could also look for a year out in time or 6 months out in time. Next to that, we have the exchange. Right now it's set for smart, but if you just wanted to see the exchange for, let's say, BATS or CBOE, you could change to that. Then of course we have the underlying asset. We have the multiplier for the contracts. These option contracts will all be in multipliers of 100. And if you have any open positions, you will be able to see them under My Chains. So right now I can't click on this because I don't have any open positions, but once you have an open position, you can click on My Chain and it will take you to your option chains for the positions that you have open. So now within the options chain, on the left-hand side is where we're gonna have the calls. And on the right-hand side is where we're gonna have the puts. In the middle, we'll have all of the strike prices. And then under calls and under puts, on the left-hand side, you'll see the bid and the ask. Next to that, you'll see the option volume. Next to that, you'll see the option open interest. And then next to that, you will see the Greeks. So we have delta, gamma, vega, and theta. Now, this is what I currently have in the options chain, but of course, like with anything, this can be adjusted. So if you want other columns in here, you can go ahead and add them. Let's go ahead and show you how to do that. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna right click down here in the option chain section, and you're gonna go to configure option chains. Now here we can see all of the columns that are being shown right now, but if I wanna add something, I can grab it from over here on the right-hand side. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit the drop down for options. And maybe this is where I wanna add implied volatility or the underlying price. or maybe there's other Greeks that I want to add as well. So that would be down here, and a whole bunch of other items to make it specific to what you need. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit OK. Now, a couple other just user-friendly things to note here. On the upper right-hand side, we have what says TWS. These are all buttons. So if you click T, it will get rid of your toolbar that is showing at the top. Let me do that one more time. I'm going to bring it back. Watch the left-hand side here. There's a toolbar right here that it gets rid of or brings back. The B is for the buttons section. So if I get rid of the B, the buttons go away, and I can easily bring those back. And the S is for statistics. So I can click the S and the statistics go away, or I can click it again and bring them back. Now on the toolbar at the top, there's an Add Tab section. So if I click the Add Tab, what you'll notice is this adds another tab next to Tesla. So I can look at the options chain and all of the information for Tesla, but I can also look at something else. So let's go ahead and take a look at Apple. And now I've brought up all of the information on Apple in this options chain. So we've got the level 1 data, the statistics, buttons, orders, and the options chain. What you'll notice is, different from Tesla, in the upper right-hand side here under position, you can see that it says 100. That's because I have a stock position in Apple at the moment. So under the level 1 data, I'm able to see my stock position here. Along with adding a tab at the top, you can go to configure. So I'll go ahead and click on that. And here's where you can configure the overall options trader. So this is where I can decide whether or not I actually want to have a quote panel or statistics. I can change the color scheme for the strikes. So right now it's blue. I could change it to a grayscale. I can change the color strikes based on the number of standard deviations. I can change the font size, and I can make it custom to how I want to see it. And as with anything when creating a layout in Interactive Brokers, once you've finished finalizing how you want it to look, go ahead and hit this little lock symbol at the top. This will lock the layout. And if you want to adjust it, you can go back to this lock symbol and you can unlock it. And that is an overview of the options chain and the options trader in Interactive Brokers Trader Workstation. The TWS Options Trader is a great tool for trading the options market. If you have any questions as you're making your way through the options trader and the options chain, drop us a comment and we would be happy to help.